What's up, you guys? Welcome to week 3/4 of the Grow Bit by Bit program. As you guys saw in the group, I did not do my video earlier this week just because we are waiting on a few people to submit the requested items, which is totally fine. I understand life happens, but we had only 2 people that had done the tasks whenever I went to go do that video. So I love y'all and I love pouring into you guys, but I just want to make sure that we are all getting what we need to out of this. So that's why I didn't do a video earlier this week, to make sure that everyone could finish the tasks from last week. And it kind of worked out because as I was doing notes this morning, I feel like what I had originally planned for week 3 could be condensed a little bit because I've done videos on it before. So I can refer back to those materials, and then we can talk about living the Scentsy lifestyle, building your brand, the more fun things. So I'm going to start off by talking about the different kit options because that was what week 3 was going to be about. But I am not going to go into a ton of detail about the kits just because I've done that before. You can find it on my YouTube channel, or you can find it in the Boss Babes page as well, about all the different join options. So I'm going to talk about them, but if you have questions, like we're going to talk about the host exclusive kit today. If you have questions on entering and submitting one of those, I have done a screen share video walking through the steps of how to do that. So the resources are out there for you. Just go back to my YouTube channel and you'll find that on there. So whenever it comes, say someone's interested in joining and they want to know their options, how they can sign up, I mostly talk about 2 different options. There technically is a third option if someone has been a consultant before, but that's kind of in their own little group because it's a very, tight population that not very many people fall into. And of course my dogs are fighting, so that's how that is. Come here, Diesel. So as far as the kit options, you can see all of our moving boxes too. This is real life, y'all. Number 1, anyone can go onto your website at any time, as long as you have the website. So that's why it is important to have a website, because that's how people can join through this option. And I have had people that I don't know go onto my website and join our team. So while it is rare, I definitely think that you should always have a website. It is a tax write-off. It's $10 a month, and you should be able to budget for that within your business to afford that $10 PWS charge. So at any point in time, anyone can go onto your website and pay the $99 to join. This is definitely the best valued kit. You get like over $300 worth of stuff, and you get the most bang for your buck out of it. However, not everyone can afford that, and I recognize that and realize that. But before I talk about the host exclusive kit, I also think the thing to remember is, while I love the host exclusive kit, and I have definitely had more people join with that kit than the $99 kit, when people have skin in the game, when they pay to join to start their business, they automatically have more invested. And I think that sometimes, not always, people who know they have the option to join for free may not always put as much effort into it as someone who understands the risk that they're taking by investing into this business. So while I love the host exclusive kit, and I love the option of being able to gift that kit to someone, or someone earning that kit for no out-of-pocket costs, I do think that we run the risk of some people joining that just want the kit, which is fine, but you need to know that up front so you're not setting unrealistic expectations for these people who don't want to do more than just do it as a hobby or just do it for the kit. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, y'all. I have like something caught in my throat. So $99 kit, anyone can go on your website at any time, and you have to have a website for them to be able to do that. The second option is that host exclusive kit, which is a fairly newer kit. This was not around when I first joined. For most of you, this has been around the whole time of your Scentsy journey, which is great, but it's also important to recognize that it is a newer option too. So some people still don't even know about it. So you can use this kit with any qualifying party, and we'll kind of talk about different options. But again, if you need to walk through how to enter this, if you're confused, there are a bajillion videos on YouTube, first of all, but yours truly has done one where I shared my screen and walked through step-by-step how to do it. So we're not going to do that today because that resource is already available for you. But someone can use this kit and use Hostess rewards to get this kit from anywhere from $59 to $0 or no out-of-pocket cost, okay? But you have to have a qualifying party. So the original intent for this kit was for someone who is hosting a party and they see how much their friends and family love Scentsy. They know that they're gonna need refills eventually, so they wanna join. So now they can take all the orders from their party and they can get credit for it, and then they can join at a discount instead of having to pay the full $99. So if they have host credit, so that's the free money, you cannot use a half price on this, then they can use it towards that kit, or they can use that host credit towards whatever they'd like, and they only need 1 penny to be able to pay the $59. So they can take as much as their host credit that they want to apply towards this kit, or they can just use a cent. They just need 1 penny of host credit, and then you can enter this into their cart under that host credit tab. So people that have a $500 party can earn this kit for totally free. Or they can earn all their rewards, all their half price, get what they want, and then pay $59 for this kit. So again, if you have questions on that, I've already done other videos. You can comment them here and I can try to answer them, but I would definitely recommend going and looking through that video if you have any questions on that. They also do not have to be the actual host. So while that was the original intent for this kit, people also started doing that. If I collect a bunch of local orders, I technically am the hostess and I use all the free and half price Scentsy, but I can change it to where someone, say I know someone wants to join, they don't want to pay the $99, but they're okay with $59. I can make them the host, and then they can pay the $59 and then they'll get the kit. The kit does ship separately from the party, so you can have the kit shipped to them and then the rest of the party will come to me, especially if it's not their party and they don't even know who these people are. So while they do have to be the host, it has to be their name in the host name, it can still ship to my house as the consultant. So you can do that where they pay $59. You can use some of your host credit and gift it for someone. You just cannot post that online because that's technically a personal special because you're giving it to them at a discount. There's been a few people I have gifted the host exclusive kit for free, especially around Christmas time. Normally I offer at least 1 totally free join kit. I can tell you that most of the time those people don't turn around and do anything, so that's a risk that you have to be willing to take. But again, it's a tax write-off. You can write that off for your business. But it's technically host rewards anyway, so it would be free money. So that's why I'm willing to take that risk. But don't ever, ever, ever use your own money to buy for someone's kit. So don't ever give them the $100 and say, I'll buy your kit for you and then you can just pay me back once you start making money. Don't do that. That gets you into sticky situations. But that's a host exclusive. It can be someone that's actually hosting a party, or you can gift someone your host credit and gift them that host exclusive kit, because whenever you go through it, you have the option to switch over the PRV or to not. So if they're the host, they're doing all the work, they're collecting the orders, I will swap over the PRV so they get credit for it. So yes, while I had to technically enter in some information and stuff, Scensy's core values here, people, one of them is generosity. I will gift her that PRV or him that PRV so they can get started on the right foot. But if I'm just collecting local orders and I offer someone, say, a $39 join kit because I'm going to use $20 of my host credit, I did all the work for that, so I'm keeping the PRV, but then they can still get the kit. So I know that can be kind of confusing. My best recommendation is just to watch trainings on it and kind of go into Workstation and play around with it. Again, they don't have to be the actual host to get that kit. If you are normally the host and it's just local orders, but you still want to gift someone that kit, you can put their name in as the host. The email, once you put their kit into their cart under the host credit, the email will be sent to them for there to fill out. You cannot close that party until that email is filled out. and they only have 24 hours to fill that out. So that's some logistics, but keep that in mind as well. If it's a reinstatement, so if someone has been a consultant in the past, they can come back for totally free. They don't have to pay the $99, the $59. They don't have to pay for any of that. They can come back for totally free. They do have the option to purchase a reinstatement kit, so it's smaller, kind of like the host exclusive kit, that they can purchase within a select number of days when they reinstate. They don't have to purchase it, but it is an option in case they need updated business supplies. If you have someone reinstating, my best recommendation is for you to be in contact with support so you can make sure you figure that out correctly. And whenever they log back into their workstation, they can switch their sponsor. So if you weren't their original sponsor, but now they want to join under you, you can switch that around as well. So again, limited time for the option of the reinstatement kit if they're coming back, so make sure you stay on top of it. But the biggest thing with all these kits is to know what is in them. And the best way to do that is not to memorize them every season, because occasionally they do change, but knowing that you have the option to go onto your workstation and type in kit contents, and it will pull up a PDF of all the different kits and what is inside of them. So make sure that you have that available, so when someone says, hey, I want to join, what do I get in the $99 kit versus the $59 kit, you can instantly pull up that resource and give that to them. So sometimes getting someone to join is just getting them to host first. So sometimes they just need to be able to host an online party, see how easy it is, see how much their friends and family love it, understand the fact that they're going to need refills on their wax eventually, so why not join and let their friends and family come back to them versus me. So sometimes just getting someone to host and then having a successful party for them, to then at the end of the party you can have that conversation and say, hey, you earned $30 of host credit, so that means that you could earn your kit at a discount. It would only be $29. Is that something that you're interested in? I think having these parties and having, the links set up for people just opens that door for a more natural conversation than just going in and being like, hey, you've bought from me one time, do you want to join my team? Like, that's just gross and salesy. So if you have someone with a successful party, and even if you don't, say they don't have a successful party, but you know that they love Scentsy, you can still have that conversation with them and be like, look, see how easy it was for me? It took no time at all for me to have this party for you, and you could do that with your friends. They're probably going to be more willing to buy from you than from me. So I think having parties for people definitely opens the door for communication to talk about joining, okay? So that's really all I want to touch on as far as kit options and joining on that side of things, because that is all stuff that you can go onto your workstation and onto YouTube and find this information. It's very black and white information. And so while that originally was going to be what we talked about, for week 3, I'm going to go ahead and start talking about building your brand and living the Scentsy lifestyle for our week 4 topic, and just kind of make it one a little bit longer video, but I don't have a ton of information, so just bear with me. It won't take too long, but I do have some good content for you. I compiled this from YouTube because that's my favorite place to find any sort of trainings and world tour stuff. So some of it is Scentsy people, some of it's not Scentsy people, and I just kind of compiled it. And the biggest thing, and this is why I was so skeptical of even having this growing and recruiting month, is the fact that with recruiting and with anything, but especially with recruiting, it takes time. And while you may get 1 recruit, 2 recruits this month, that's fabulous. But so many of these things that I'm going to talk about, and especially the topic of building your brand, takes time and consistency. And that can't be done in a month. That has to be done month after month after month after year. So yes, take these tools I'm giving you today and apply them starting today, but understand that it doesn't stop when this program ends. It has to continue outside of it, or everything that I've talked about, that you've poured into, that you've already started, it doesn't matter if you don't take it outside of this program. So please take it outside of this program. And I see that we have 3 people watching, but I haven't seen any comments or where it tells me who's watching. So either you guys are super quiet, which is fine, or Facebook isn't showing me comments, which occasionally will happen on my live videos. So if that's the case and you've been commenting and I haven't been answering questions or acknowledging you, I apologize. I don't have any comments on my screen right now. So if that's the case and you've commented and I haven't replied, I will come back to you. Oh, and maybe I can see them. Hi, Robin. I just saw Robin's comment. So maybe you guys are just extra quiet, which that's totally fine. Okay, so talking about building your brand and living the Scentsy lifestyle. I think that these go hand in hand because Scentsy should become a part of you, become a part of your life. It shouldn't be your whole life to where Scentsy consumes you and your family's life and all of your time. And I do think that it's just part of who you are as a person. It's not your whole person, but you should take who you are as a person outside of Scentsy and apply it towards your business as well. So it's like one big picture of who you are as a person, and I think that that plays into attraction marketing, which is so important in direct sales and so important in today's social media world. And talking about that indirect recruiting, that indirect marketing, that begins at you just being you. So I used this example in our Hustle to Director program, but not everyone was in there, so I'll bring it back up again. I think it's really good, even if you have heard it, to hear it another time. But whenever talking about building your brand, think of Disney. So when you think of Disney, you may think of the physical things like the ears and the castle, and for me, the snacks. But you also think of things like magic and love and positivity and dreaming and an experience. You start to think of feelings, right? It's not just a physical thing. So that's the kind of thing that you want to create around you and around your business. I don't know if you can hear my dogs, but they literally sound like we're having a dog fight in here. Come here, Diesel. But you want to create that whole experience, the whole picture of who you are as a person, and not just the fact that you're a mom, that you're a Scentsy consultant. You want to dig deeper than that. So that's what we're going to do today. As a Scentsy consultant, I want to just remind you of the fact that you should always be radiating Scentsy's core values. So those being simplicity, authenticity, and generosity. No matter what, you should always be radiating those 3 core values in all that you do. Now, can I finish? Do you want to take over? You just got my glasses dirty. Do you want to take over the training? Get down. Okay. So you should always be using those 3 core values in all that you do. But the fact of authenticity, I swear, it's worse than children. The fact of authenticity is you. That's being true to who you are, and that's what we're going to talk about today. They're fighting over who gets to touch my hand. So, who are you as a person? And you should be exuding that in your business and in your everyday life. So there's only one of you. In this whole entire world, there's only one of you, and you're freaking fabulous. So you should own that, and that should be part of your brand and a part of Scentsy. And people who are like-minded like you, and they're going to be naturally drawn to you because you're, 1, just freaking awesome, and 2, because not everyone's going to be drawn to someone like me, or someone like Chloe Cox, or someone like Jennifer Anderson. I always want to say Jennifer Aniston, but Anderson is the Scentsy consultant. People who are freaking phenomenal in this business, like Chloe Cox and Jennifer, but that doesn't mean that your customers want to support them. They want to support you, so you have to be true to who you are. Yeah, see, I know, they're worse than children. So people who are like-minded will be attracted to you. You want to be attracting the people who have similar values and similar interests as you. And you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but you need to be a dang good cup of tea for yourself and for your customers, because those are people that want to love and support you. So be who you are. Don't try to change it for someone else. We're going to talk about building your brand and creating like a brand board. So it's kind of similar to like a dream board. This is what happens when I don't pay attention to them. They start fighting with each other. But don't use what I have, because this is me. You do it to who you are. It doesn't matter if it doesn't look as nice, or it doesn't flow as well as someone else's. Who cares? Because that's you and that's who you are. Diesel, stop. You're picking fights with your brother because you think I can't see you. So whenever we talk about that, you have to be true to who you are. Waylon, go lay down. Hold, please. I need to go be a mother. Come on. Get up here and lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Diesel, go lay down. Go. Get up, Diesel. Lay down. Go. Go lay down. Come on. Lay down. Stay. I'm not even kidding, guys. They were literally asleep before I got on this video. So where was I? So people are going to connect with you. So you just have to be true to who you are. And you may be like, well, how does this even tie back to recruiting? But that's the whole fact that it takes time. People have to know, like, and trust you. And they can't begin to even know you if you're not even sharing that with people, if you're not even being true to who you are. So they have to build that connection with you to then buy from you, and then especially to trust you with the fact that they're joining your team. That's scary. You have to know that you're going to be loved and supported, and your questions are going to be answered, and all of that scary stuff whenever you join someone's team. So that's how you start to build that connection. And it has to be true to who you are. It can't be fake, because people can read fake. People know fake. We live in a very fake society nowadays, and most of us can pick up on it like that. So don't be another person like that on social media, just trying to get the next sale. Okay, don't potty. Okay, I promise. I'm done now. One's outside and one's inside. They can't fight like that. So you are more than a Scentsy consultant whenever you post online. Make sure you're sharing more than just the fact you're a Scentsy consultant. Give people a sneak peek into your life. For example, I shared on Tuesday, right? Yeah, because Pumpkin Spice came out Wednesday. So I shared on Tuesday that I went to the Fairborn Dunkin' and they offered the fact that they were doing a soft launch on Tuesday of Pumpkin Spice, even though technically Dunkin' wasn't releasing until Wednesday. And I had so many people reach out to me and text me pictures of their pumpkin spice latte, hot, iced, whatever, sharing the fact that they were so thankful that I shared that, because then now they were able to go get theirs, because who doesn't love pumpkin, even if it is 88 degrees outside? So I shared that because I love pumpkin spice. I fully own the fact that I am basic, and that is okay with me. I love fall. I love pumpkin spice. I love pumpkin scents. I love everything about fall. So I shared that, and I had people who know me through Scentsy, who don't know me through Scentsy, who I haven't talked to in like years, texting me, tagging me and stuff, that they went and got Dunkin'. So that just goes to prove that people are still watching and they know what's genuine, and I was able to build a connection with people through something besides Scentsy, and that was true to who I am. And I'm not going to say, oh yeah, I have a secret agenda. I shared that because I think one day I'll get them to join my team. No, I'm just sharing that because that's who I am. And what naturally happens beyond that, fabulous. If then I can tell them, oh my gosh, I got the new pumpkin roll wax bar that just came back, and it reminds me so much of a pumpkin spice latte. Like, you can naturally throw stuff in there because you make genuine connections. But I was just being true to who I am, and I got more connections than I have on anything in a really long time. So embrace who you are, the flaws and all. I am type A personality. I like to plan everything. And anyone that knows me knows that the fact that my husband and I are up and moving our life like 5 states away scares the bejeebies out of me, because that wasn't in our life plan that I had planned out for us. And people think it's funny, and I can joke about it and own up to it, but that's just who I am. And that's where I'm at in life, and that's what I share. It doesn't have to be always Scentsy. It doesn't have to always be about how much you love Scentsy, which trust me, I get it. I love Scentsy too. But people are starting to connect with me on things more than just Scentsy. And that's who I am as a person. That's how I am. I'm type A and I'm a planner. So that's what I'm sharing on social media, because then it's more genuine and authentic to who I am. So whenever you share you, Scentsy will overflow naturally. So I know that was kind of like a bunch of ideas mashed into one, and my dogs were interrupting in the meantime. But what I really want to summarize in all of that is that you have to be true to who you are. And we're going to talk about this next activity we're going to do and figuring out, you know, who you are. And I don't want anyone to feel like they aren't good enough to do this, that they don't have 5 things that they can build their brand off of, or their life is boring. Because for so long I would sit there and I would listen to trainings and they would be like, build your brand and who are you? And I'm like, I don't know. I am a student. That's what my life has revolved around for literally the last 19 years of my life. I am finishing my last semester starting on Monday. And at that point, I don't know who I am outside of school, because that's been my life for so long. I was never super popular in high school. I was never someone that was fantastic at sports. Like, I cheered my whole life and we went to state and all of that stuff, but I never felt like I had one thing that made me stand out as a person. But once you start being true to who you are and you start sharing things that you love, your passion will naturally come out and people will be naturally drawn to you. And see, Robin, I think people, especially women, but men do it too, that are stay-at-home parents are like the ultimate superhero, because there's no way in heck I could ever do that. So for me, that's like a respect thing. I have a whole new level of respect for people who are stay-at-home moms. It's not plain. You're a freaking BA. You are awesome that you can do that. And so many people can connect with you on that. Other stay-at-home moms, or people like me who are like, girl, let me support your small business because you're a stay-at-home mom, and that's hard. I want to be able to support you so you can go out and go get yourself a pedicure or whatever. If you share that, people are going to connect with you on that. So we're going to talk about a brand. So what you're going to do is you're going to come up with 5 things. You cannot take more than 5 minutes to do this activity, okay? So the 3 of you that are on the live, go ahead and get paper and pen out. We're going to do it together, the first part, and then you'll do the last part of it offline. But we're going to talk about it, and then I'll show you mine. You're going to come up with 5 things. And we've kind of already talked about this before in a Hustle to Director, but it's going to be a little bit different. You're going to come up with 5 things that are your brand, okay? But don't overthink it. Literally, I wrote down the first 5 things that came to my mind, okay? So I'm going to tell you mine. Mine are leopard. I love leopard print, if you can't tell. Yes, absolutely, Robin. And you can totally use the fact that Scentsy is your outlet. It's your creative outlet. It's your ability to escape the fact that you have, you know, kids to take care of, and, you know, that's how you spend your me time. You can absolutely, like, flip the switch on that. It's all in perspective. So mine are leopard, pumpkin spice latte, fall. I know those two kind of go hand in hand, but it was just the first 5 I thought of. The mountains, because my husband and I are about to move to the mountains, and teal. It's my favorite color. So again, leopard, pumpkin spice, fall, mountains, and teal, okay? So those are my things when I think of my brand, okay? So then you're gonna go either, you can do this on like Google, you can type in some stuff and like print it out and create it. You can do it on Canva, that's where I did mine, canva.com, that's canva.com. There's a free version, so you don't have to pay for it. You can play around in there. You can do it on Pinterest. However you want to do it, you're going to create a brand board. So let me show you. This is what mine looks like, okay? So I want you to do it with your name in the middle, and then however you want to design it outside of that is up to you, okay? So I did my name in teal because that was one of my colors. I love cheetah, so that's the cheetah that you see. And then I did leaves for fall. I also did this like burnt orange rusty color. It's kind of hard to see on the camera. It's a little bit different, but so that has fall in it. Then I did my pumpkin spice, and then I did my mountains. So that's my brand, okay? So you're gonna use that, And that's gonna be your starting point, okay? 5 things, don't overthink it, literally the first 5 things that come to your mind. You're gonna go on Google, on Canva, you can print it out, you can hang it up somewhere, you can cut stuff out, you can do it on big poster board, you can do it online, however you wanna do it, but you're gonna create your brand board, okay? And that's what you're gonna focus on for the next, let's say until the end of the year, okay? So it's August, so let's just say like the next 3-ish months, okay? That's what you're gonna really, really, really focus on. So where are you gonna focus on that at? You're gonna do it in your marketing. So always having things that are teal for me. In any of my, I'm gonna show you, my flyers that I create, there's always some teal on it somewhere, somehow. In all of your packaging. So I have teal tissue paper. I have leopard tissue paper, so I'm incorporating that in. I also have fall tissue paper because I always put that in my fall orders. So you're gonna incorporate your brand into a bunch of different things. I'll show you, I just made these not too long ago. So again, it has that leopard and it has the teal, and I'm gonna use this to put in, it just says thank you so much for your support, and I'm gonna use this to put their names on. So I'm gonna use them as name tags. But I'm gonna include that, and then I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna include like pumpkin spice things and like the mountains. So I thought about doing like a logo and including like the mountains in the back. For pumpkin spice, I thought about including like a pumpkin spice recipe card in like all of my orders in fall. So like a wax mixer pumpkin spice. So doesn't matter. I'm gonna incorporate that in, and so that's what I want you to focus on. You're gonna write those 5 things and you're gonna create your brand board. And you're either gonna have it on your phone saved or you're gonna print it out so you can put it in front of you. I would love for all of us to have it printed, but I'm not printing mine, just being completely transparent with you guys, because we're moving and I have got to declutter like the entire house, so I can't have that stuff out. So I have mine on my phone, so I can't be mad if you do the same. But if you have the ability to print it out, I think having a physical copy of it at your desk, on your countertop, on your mirror, wherever, and reminding you of what brand you're building. By doing this, by me sharing things like pumpkin spice, like fall decor, even though I can't decorate this year, which is killing me, I connected with someone over the fact that I can't decorate my house this year for fall. So just stuff like that, guys, okay? You will connect with people. By sharing that stuff naturally, you will increase your following, okay? And not just social media. We're talking, you know, yes, your social media following, but you're gonna increase your following as far as your Scentsy customers returning because they see your consistency. Your brand is who you are, and they like your brand. They're drawn to your brand. So you'll increase not only your social media following, but your customers will tell their friends about it because they like who you are and they feel like they can connect with you, and their friends may be able to connect with you, so on and so forth. It's a ripple effect. And this is truly how you'll set yourself apart. If you share who you are naturally, you will exude the fact that you love your brand. You love Scentsy because Scentsy will be naturally incorporated into it, correct? You'll be sharing Scentsy in your life as you share pumpkin spice lattes. And in that, people are going to be drawn to you. They're going to build that relationship with you, and then you can have natural conversations about how much fun you're having. And it goes back to that first week where we talked about not even talking about money, but talking about, hey, it's so laid back, it's so fun. Have you ever thought about doing it? Because that's what you show. You show that you're laid back and having fun doing it. And now they know who you are as a person because you've put yourself out there. You've created this brand for yourself. And now they're naturally drawn to you and feel like they can connect with you. And hey, she's having fun doing it. Her and I are a lot alike. Maybe I would have fun doing it. So this is not a training, and I told you guys from the beginning, this is not a month of me telling you to cold message 10 people a day and one of those people will say yes. Sure, can you do that? Absolutely. But I'm not going to tell you to do that because it's not authentic, and that's one of Scentsy's core values. And I would rather help you frame who you are as a person into something like a brand board and have people drawn to you naturally and grow your team naturally in small bite-sized pieces than get this influx of 20 new teammates because you cold messaged them and told them that they can make all this money, and then now you have to train all of them and no one wants to be there because it's not a get rich quick scheme, and now everyone's dropped off because no one trusts you anymore. Okay? So it's definitely a whole different framework of recruiting, and I recognize it's not for everyone, but I'm not a typical recruiter. And hey, Ashley, I think most of you know that. Most of you that are my direct downline know that I didn't cold message you and say, hey, do you want to join my team? It was something that we built over a connection that we had, over something I had probably shared or talked about at some point. So I'm not going to tell you to do anything I'm not doing, and so I'm not going to tell you to cold message 100 people because I'm not doing it. So this is how I'm building connections with people. This is how I'm growing my Scentsy business, how I'm growing my team, and that's why I want to share it with you guys. So it takes time, trial and error, time, creativity, time, and time, and time, and time. Do not get defeated. Don't give up. Do this consistently. Be very consistent and very intentional over the next 3 months of really working on building your brand, and take where you are today and where you are in 3 months. You may have very similar PRV, a very similar team size, but look at the fact that you have built relationships with people. This is a relationship business, and the relationships start with you being authentic to who you are. Okay? Give me that. Give me 3 months of consistently building your brand, and then we'll talk. So I kind of already said marketing, packaging, flyers, mailers, envelopes, anything like that can be a reflection of your brand, and it truly does become a creative outlet. And for me, this is the part of the job that I think is super fun. I love this part. I love building, what happened to my hair? I love building new relationships. I love coming up with new ideas for flyers. I love this aspect of it, and that's what people are going to be drawn to. Share with people as you're doing this. Post on social media that you're trying to create a brand for yourself. You can ask people, hey, whenever you think of me, what do you think? Beyond Scentsy. Okay, that's the thing. It's beyond Scentsy. It all goes back to indirect recruiting, because people will be naturally drawn to you and they will naturally want to follow your journey. And when they follow your journey, they're going to be attracted to what you're doing, and they're going to ask more questions, and it can open that door for a more natural conversation. You have to start somewhere, okay? You have to start somewhere. You have to start small. So that's why we're starting with this brand board, okay? But you have to start today. Don't wait till next week. Don't wait till next month. Don't wait till next catalog season, because that's when you're really going to figure it out. No, start today. Write down the 5 things that define your brand, the first 5 things that you think of. Create that brand board, put your head down, and get to work. When you are intentional about sharing that stuff on social media with other people, you will naturally have people drawn to you, and you will be amazed how your business will change when you build those relationships. Okay? Does anyone have any questions for me? I see there's 4 of us on. I don't want to get off too quickly, but everyone's been pretty quiet today. I know it's not your typical coaching, your typical, this is how you recruit, this is how you grow your team, but it's what's on my heart, and I want to be more authentic than anything, and so that's how I'm going to teach my team to lead, is authentically, and that's how we'll grow. And again, it takes time. It's not going to be that you grow your team by 100 overnight, because first of all, that would be extremely overwhelming to come in and have your team grow that quickly overnight and have to train all of them. And second of all, we want people who want to be here, who want to join us, who want to have fun with us. So let's get those people from the beginning. Let's get the people who are authentic and genuine from the beginning, than getting 10 people and only having 1 of them stick around and do anything. Yes, Ashley, definitely watch from the beginning. So that's what I'm going to leave you with this week. That's the assignment I want. I want you to post a picture of your brand board in this page. It can be a digital version, or you can print it out and take a picture of it and then just post it onto the page. It doesn't matter. I'm losing my voice. We have cheerleading tonight. I cannot afford to lose my voice. But that is your homework. The last week is next week, and we will, well, not next week, the week after. So the last week, last Sunday, Monday of, oh, thanks, girl. This is like 5 days of not watching and have to go chase kindergartners around all day. So this next week, you're going to work on your brand board, okay? Because I start class on Monday, so I didn't want to have to start class and do a video. So you're going to work on your brand board next week. Then the following Sunday, Monday-ish time frame will be our last video, and we're going to talk about training your team. So these past couple weeks, we've talked about getting people interested in the Scentsy opportunity, how you can have those natural conversations, how you're building relationships, how you're building your brand in a natural, authentic way. So the last week, we're going to finalize and close with what happens once you get that recruit, kind of where do you take them from there. I'm definitely no expert in that, but I think it'll be a good time for us to kind of bounce ideas off of each other and kind of rely on each other's expertise and figure out like who has good systems and all that kind of stuff. So this whole next week you have to work on your brand. Just make sure it gets posted. And then I will be in and out of the group all week. I've really enjoyed figuring out what you guys love about Scentsy, and I hope you guys take those lists that you're creating and you're holding on to them, so whenever you want to create a post about Scentsy, you're doing more than just, hey, I love this wax bar. You're talking about the feelings, you're talking about the opportunity, you're talking about the connection, you're talking about the relationships. You're going much deeper than just, do you want to make extra money? Because that is so cookie cutter, like, hey girl method. Then I think it's sprinkling and my dog's outside barking at me. So that's what we're steering away from. We're building those authentic connections. We're building those authentic relationships. Yes, absolutely. I love that, Robin. Scentsy is definitely a part of who each of us are. It's just not who we are entirely, which we don't want that to be all that we are. But as long as you incorporate this and you're exuding that brand, you're living the Scentsy lifestyle, because it's just a part of who you are. People know that you're the Scentsy lady. They know that they can see your posts and that you're having fun, you know, packaging orders and all of that kind of stuff. So I love that. Everyone stay beautiful, stay cool. It's like almost 90 degrees outside, but I'm gonna have to get used to it if I move to the south. So if you guys need anything from me this next week as you're going over creating your brand board, let me know. I did mine on Canva. I thought that was the easiest, but you can print out pictures, you know, kind of cut and paste and do it on like a printer paper or poster board, whatever. You do you, because we're not playing the comparison game, because that's not authentic. And we're just gonna post them on the page and cheer each other on. Okay, so let me know if you need anything, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.